The film opens with the introduction of Ben Campbell, a mathematics major at MIT who possesses exceptional academic abilities. Despite his academic prowess, Ben faces a financial hurdle in his ambition to pursue medicine at Harvard due to the hefty $300,000 tuition fee. To overcome this obstacle, he applies for the Robinson Scholarship, a prestigious opportunity that can cover his academic expenses. During an interview with the Harvard dean, Ben highlights his leadership roles in various clubs, impeccable MCT scores, and a flawless 4.0 GPA. He also mentions his involvement in a robotics project with friends for an upcoming competition. However, the dean cautions Ben about the intense competition, emphasizing that only one student will be selected among the 76 equally qualified candidates. Undeterred, Ben reflects on his frustration while working at a clothing store, where he's recently been promoted to assistant manager but feels unfulfilled. He confides in his friend, Miles, about his lack of extraordinary experiences to write about in his college essay, expressing how his lifelong dedication to academics is overshadowed by financial constraints. Later, Ben celebrates his 21st birthday with friends, including Miles and Cam, at a bar, where they discuss their ambitious idea of building a self-driving car for the robotics competition. In an advanced mathematics class, Ben impresses Professor Mickey Rosa with his insightful answer to a challenging question, earning him extra credit. Professor Rosa further admires Ben's exceptional performance after noticing his outstanding score on a recent test. One evening, while studying in an empty library, Ben is approached by a fellow student named Fisher, who leads him to a room where Professor Rosa and 3 other brilliant students, Kiana, Choi, and Jill, are gathered. They invite Ben to join the MIT Blackjack team, a group of highly intelligent MIT mathematics students. He elucidates their method for winning at blackjack through card counting, a process wherein each dealt card is tallied to predict the likelihood of subsequent cards from the deck. Their frequent ventures to Las Vegas involve a meticulously planned system of codes and rules, with each member assigned a distinct role. Mickey asserts that their activities are entirely legal, and he sees potential in Ben due to his intelligence and suitability for the team. Despite their persuasive efforts, Ben hesitates, citing his recent job promotion and commitment to a science competition project. However, Mickey cautions him against divulging any information about the blackjack team, emphasizing potential repercussions. The following day, while Ben is at work, Jill visits the store under the guise of shopping but later attempts to sway him to join the team. Encouraging him to seize opportunities and step out of his comfort zone, she appeals to his desires, knowing he harbors feelings for her. Despite the temptation, Ben declines once again and asks her to leave. In the evening, the blackjack team rehearses for their upcoming endeavors. When none of them can answer Mickey's question, Ben unexpectedly arrives and provides the correct solution, impressing everyone. He surprises them further by expressing his desire to join the team, which elicits a warm welcome from the group. They brief him comprehensively on their operations, including signals, codes, and card-counting techniques. After days of practice, the team deems Ben prepared for a trial run. They attend an underground gambling venue, where Ben begins playing and experiences a rush of excitement as he starts winning. However, his elation is short-lived when masked individuals abruptly grab him and lead him to a secluded room. Panicked, Ben protests his innocence until the masks are removed, revealing his team members who orchestrated the scenario to test his composure under pressure. Delighted with his performance, they inform him of his success, and they all prepare to embark on their journey to Las Vegas. The following day, with new identities assigned by Mickey, the team sets off for Las Vegas, with Ben instructed to maintain the facade of being unfamiliar with the other members. Subsequently, Ben strides into the bustling casino, exuding confidence as he places a daring $10,000 bet. Utilizing his honed skills and rigorous training, he swiftly doubles his money, embarking on a winning streak that sees him amassing a substantial profit. While his companions retire for the night, Ben remains at the table, further bolstering his earnings. The following morning, Jill rouses Ben from his slumber, presenting him with his share of the profits and commending his prowess. She remarks on his impressive earnings, surpassing even Fisher's contributions. In response, Ben candidly discloses his intention to solely finance his Harvard tuition before severing ties with the team. However, Jill jests at his assertion, noting the familiar refrain from others in similar circumstances. Upon returning to his dormitory, Ben meticulously counts the amassed cash, stashing it discreetly within the confines of his ceiling tiles. Later, when questioned by Miles and Cam about his weekend whereabouts, Ben fabricates a story about visiting relatives, conveniently omitting his lucrative exploits. In the evening, buoyed by his friend's encouragement, Ben summons the courage to approach Jill at a bar, extending an invitation for a drink. Subsequently, during a train ride, Ben makes an ill-timed attempt to kiss Jill, only to be met with her reluctance to complicate their professional rapport. Over subsequent weekends, the team's recurrent excursions to Las Vegas yield substantial winnings through their mathematical acumen and coordinated teamwork. However, their success arouses suspicion among casino authorities, prompting Cole Williams, the head of security, to scrutinize Ben closely. Meanwhile, Ben's bond with Jill deepens, even as his accumulating wealth incites jealousy from Fisher. In a reckless display, Fisher's inebriated behavior violates team rules, precipitating a brawl and eventual police intervention. In the aftermath, Mickey expels Fisher from the team, deeming him unfit for his reckless actions. That evening, Ben and Jill's burgeoning relationship culminates in a night of passion. As time progresses, Ben's preoccupation with the blackjack team leads to a neglect of his academic pursuits and friendships. His inadvertent error with Miles and Cam's robotics project underscores the widening chasm between them, culminating in their decision to exclude him from the endeavor. Despite his devastation, Ben feigns indifference, concealing his true feelings behind a facade of toughness. During the subsequent Vegas excursion, Ben's attention wanes, causing him to overlook signals to depart from the table, resulting in a staggering loss of $200,000. That evening, Mickey, incensed by Ben's breach of protocol, expels him from the team and demands full reimbursement for the financial setback incurred due to Ben's lapse in focus. Undeterred, Ben proposes to his remaining comrades that they wager their remaining funds to recoup their losses. He contends that they can thrive independently of Mickey, who merely reaps half of their earnings without taking real risks. Advocating for autonomy, Ben suggests forming their own team, a notion met with initial skepticism but eventually embraced due to his unwavering persistence. Their subsequent visit to a casino yields initial success, but their fortunes swiftly sour when Cole, tipped off by Mickey, intervenes. While Ben is apprehended, his companions manage to evade capture. In the aftermath, Ben endures a brutal interrogation by Cole and his associate in a clandestine chamber. Amidst the relentless assault, Cole predicts the impending obsolescence of their methods due to emerging facial recognition technology. He divulges his personal vendetta against Mickey, who once outwitted him in a high-stakes card game, resulting in Cole's dismissal from the casino. Following a harrowing ordeal, Ben is released with a stern warning to refrain from further involvement in casino activities. Returning to the university, he faces another setback as Mickey's vindictiveness culminates in a failing grade, jeopardizing his graduation from MIT. To compound his misfortune, Ben discovers his dorm ransacked and his hidden blackjack winnings pilfered, presumably at Mickey's behest, leaving him feeling utterly helpless. Seeking solace and redemption, Ben confides in Jill, lamenting his losses and expressing remorse for his mistakes. Despite the turmoil, Jill offers forgiveness and solace, providing a comforting refuge in her apartment. Days later, at the MIT science competition, Ben witnesses Miles and Cam's project heralded as the victor, securing them a coveted robotics scholarship. Reflecting on his own shortcomings, Ben reconciles with Miles, extending a heartfelt apology for his abandonment and neglect during their collaborative project. He bears his soul about his Las Vegas escapades to Miles, who graciously accepts his friend's apology and pledges unwavering support. Miles expresses genuine admiration for Ben's daring exploits in Sin City. Later, at an alumni gala, Ben extends a contrite apology to Mickey and proposes a mutually beneficial arrangement to reclaim his lost funds. He suggests a final gambling spree before the imminent implementation of facial recognition technology in Las Vegas casinos, offering to leverage his academic future in exchange for financial restitution. Tempted by the promise of substantial wealth, Mickey acquiesces to Ben's proposal. With a renewed plan in place, the group reconvenes and ventures to Las Vegas once more. Despite initial success, their fortunes take a nosedive when Cole and his cohorts close in on them. In a frantic escape, Mickey cunningly dupes Ben and Jill into surrendering the bag of chips, only to realize too late that they contain chocolate, not casino winnings. In a twist of fate, it's revealed that Ben struck a clandestine deal with Cole during a previous encounter, promising to deliver Mickey in exchange for immunity from surveillance. In the present, Cole commends Ben and Jill for their role in apprehending Mickey, but tensions escalate when he demands a share of the winnings. Despite Ben's protestations, Cole's ultimatum, backed by a firearm, forces him to relinquish the bag, prioritizing survival over wealth. Reluctantly, Ben surrenders the bag, recognizing the gravity of the situation, and departs with Jill, leaving behind the tumult of their ill-fated gambling odyssey. Shortly after, Mickey finds himself in the same room that once confined Ben, greeted by Cole and his associate, who express their anticipation in meeting him. Despite Mickey's attempts to bargain with money, Cole rebuffs the offer, stating that his objectives have already been accomplished with Ben's assistance. In the subsequent scene, the blackjack team reconvenes, joining forces with Miles and Cam in a casino chamber. To their surprise, Ben's closest companions, adept in mathematics like him, are invited to partake in the gambling festivities. Pooling their skills, the group embarks on a collective gaming venture, ultimately reaping substantial winnings. With the introduction of new facial recognition technology across Las Vegas casinos, Cole and his cohort are ousted from their roles as security guards, signaling the end of their reign. In the final moments, Ben regales the Harvard dean with the entirety of their escapades, seeking validation for his narrative's impact. The dean's astonishment is palpable, symbolized by his literal jaw-dropping reaction, as the curtain falls on the movie's conclusion.